In what is quickly becoming a long tradition of beating up on Native Americans, the late 1600s saw a number of conflicts between European settlers and America's original inhabitants. Although fighting occurred between Native Americans and both the Spanish and the French, we are going to focus on two major conflicts with the English, King Philip's War and Bacon's Rebellion. The leader of the Wampanoag tribe, Metacom, otherwise known as King Philip, was concerned about the impact of European culture and religion on his people, as well as their quickly spreading settlements. In June of 1675, Philip led his warriors in attacks on nearby towns. Other Algonquin Indians joined in, and soon towns from Maine to Connecticut were under attack. This lasted until 1676, when the Native Americans ran low on food and ammunition, and King Philip was killed in August. Fighting continued to a standstill for 2 more years in Maine. Although the Europeans were victorious, an estimated 1/10 of the adult male population was killed or wounded in King Philip's War. The conflict also pushed New England settlements back towards the ocean, and it took nearly 100 years for the region's economy to recover. This was a major conflict that had devastating impacts on New England. Virginia also had issues between settlers and Native Americans, although not in the same way. Virginia's government signed a treaty with the Native Americans in the region to provide them with land that would not be settled by Europeans. In the early 1670s, ex-indentured servants who were unable to receive land because it was preserved for its original inhabitants tried to get Virginia's governor, William Berkeley, to push Native Americans further west. Berkeley was not interested in starting a war, so unhappy colonists rallied around a man named Nathaniel Bacon, who had recently arrived in Virginia to find that there was no land for him to claim either. In July of 1675, an indentured servant was killed by some Dogue Indians, which was the perfect excuse for Bacon and his followers to attack any Native Americans that they saw. Unfortunately, Bacon's followers killed some members of the Susquehannock tribe, a much more powerful tribe, which retaliated by attacking Virginia's farmers in early 1676. Governor Berkeley and Bacon soon began fighting amongst themselves. Berkeley exiled Bacon and his men, who, in response, held Berkeley hostage, forcing him to authorize attacks on Native Americans. In 1676, Bacon fought both Native Americans and the governor simultaneously. In September, Bacon's forces burned Jamestown to the ground, but this victory was short-lived when Bacon died of dysentery in October. Following his death, the rebellion collapsed, but the damage was done. Berkeley was removed as governor, and a new treaty in 1677 opened more territory to the settlers. This effectively pushed Native American populations in Virginia west across the Appalachian Mountains.